Good evening, you're watching Goa 365 and I'm Nisa Dias here to remind you of the people and event that made news in the week that went by. It was a week that was supposed to bring serenity into the hearts of human race with the birth of infant Jesus. And while the Archbishop was urging to help the poor and the needy, some politicians were demanding arrests of people. In the week that went by, Christians celebrated the birth of infant Jesus with much devotion and religious fervor. Archbishop Philip Neri Ferrão urged his flock not to take Christ out of Christmas just by celebrating it with partying and dances, but to rededicate themselves to people through teachings of Christ. Governor of Goa S.C. Jamir in his message called for peace among all communities, cultures and races. Last week saw the General Secretary of Goa Pradesh Congress Committee, Vishnu Vag, take on the cudgels for the Youth Congress members who got thrashed at Taligaon while marching to the residence of MLA Babush Monserrat to hold Dharna. He demanded immediate arrest of all those involved and also the MLA and the CCP Mayor Tony Rodrigues. However, a week has passed by. Congress-led government has not lifted even a finger to effect the arrests. Goa Pradesh Congress Committee General Secretary Vishnu Vag's closeness to Home Minister is well known, but that did not help him in avoiding getting a dressing down from the GPCC President Francisco Sardinia for issuing an ultimatum to the government through the press. Ironically though, Lok Sabha member Francisco Sardinia, while urging the government to act with an iron hand on those taking law into their hands, refrained from demanding to arrest those who had already broken the law, and that the police department and sub-divisional magistrate are playing the blame game into the inquiry of custodial death of Francisco de Cruz was very much evident in the week that went by. It is almost a month since the incident and no action against those involved is forthcoming, thereby giving credence to the repeated statements of leader of opposition that law and order in the state has collapsed. It may be recalled that Vasco police had picked up Francisco de Cruz, employed in a star hotel in Bogmalo on 1st December, and the victim died 8 days later in police custody. A delegation of family members led by social activist Iris Rodrigues approached Inspector General of Police Kishan Kumar to inquire about the progress in the investigation of the case. They were told that it was sub judice as sub-divisional magistrate was conducting investigation into custodial death. The delegation then approached the sub-divisional magistrate Sambhaji Shetye, who informed that he is yet to receive the post-mortem report from the police, so also complaints or allegations of foul play. Last week saw Mapsa police not only crack highway robbery case but also recover gold worth Rs 50 lakhs with the arrest of 3 persons. It may be recalled that the robbery was held on 13th of this month when 2 motorcycle-borne persons waylaid sumo jeep on the National Highway 17 at Mapsa and decamped with gold after spraying pepper in the eyes of the driver and the supervisor. In gratitude, the Gold and Diamond Company awarded the police with Rs 2.5 lakhs. This award raises serious questions. Since August this year, there have been so many thefts of jewellery that the police have not been able to detect. In Margao itself, there have been 2 cases of theft of gold ornaments amounting to more than Rs 1 crore. In Vasco, from a residential house, gold ornaments worth Rs 4 lakhs was stolen, and the police have utterly failed in detecting these cases. In Borim, cash amounting to lakhs of rupees was robbed. Though the police have arrested some of the culprits, the entire amount is yet to be recovered. And Chief Minister's love for Goa and Goans was amply exposed last week. When Goa had opposed merger with Maharashtra, opposed Marathi being made the official language, why is the Chief Minister Digambar Kamath trying to flood Goa with Maharashtrians? In any case, it is well known fact that he has more love for the migrants than Goans. Recently, the government decided to render Goan security guards recruited through Goa Contract Labour Society jobless and in place engage the services of a Maharashtrian agency. When on one hand the government wants to set up SEZs, IT habitats and food parks to eradicate unemployment, on the other hand, those Goans already employed are at the receiving end of the same government. And last week was a week when the veteran agitator Matani Saldana caused ripples in the state by urging the tourists to leave the state by 28 December. It was such an irresponsible statement by a man who is seen as an idealist. Goa's movement against SEZ convener Matani Saldana demanded that the tourists visiting Goa cut short their visit and leave the state by 28 December, as he said that anti-special economic zones agitation would take an ugly turn. One wonders, what is Matani trying to do? Kill an already flourishing industry to stop another from setting up? But the question is, has any of the agitation led by Matani Saldana ever been successful? If one takes the case of Ramponkar issue, trawlers continue to fish very close to the shoreline. In the case of Meta Strips, the factory is still running. And in the present agitation, as a convener of Goa's movement against SEZ, Matani Saldana is reduced to only issuing deadlines after deadlines, but with no results. Whereas SEZ Virodhi Manch has been instrumental in stopping work and driving away man and machines from 2 notified SEZs. Matani Saldana's only achievement in this fight against SEZ is to bring his relative in the limelight with the help of BJP under the banner of Youth for Goa. And as the government buckled under pressure from its colleagues, police registered an offence against Matani Saldana for inciting and instigating people. The BJP came strongly in support of Matani and warned the government of placing him under arrest. However, whether better sense prevailed or Matani Saldana feared the backlash of the government is yet to be known, as he did not really carry out his threat. Villagers of Vere and Nerul resorted to Rasta Roko last week to highlight their plight to the government about its inefficiency of providing them with the basic need of drinking water, and they silently bore it all for the last 6 months. The villagers claim that they have to depend upon water supply being provided every alternate day, and that too released in the dead of the night. They blocked the Betim Kandolim road, then from Pilayan to Verem, and the third at Kandolim Verem road. This is the second time in this month that the people of Verem and Nerul had to resort to such methods for the government to take cognizance of their hardship and ease them. PWD Minister Churchill Alemao revived his old demand to shift naval base from Dabolim Airport in the wake of the crash landing of fighter plane Sea Harrier at Dabolim last week. He said he would submit a memorandum to Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh during his visit to Goa. For almost more than 2 years now, Churchill has been only submitting memorandums not only to the Prime Minister but also to the Aviation Minister and also to the Congress President Sonia Gandhi. But nobody seems to be taking cognizance of the same. Before we resume with more news, we'll take a short commercial break.